What's up YouTube, it's your girl Nisa and I'm back with another video, y'all. So today, as y'all read by the title, I'm gonna be doing a labor and delivery story time because I did have my baby, y'all, and this video is way overdue because he's 2 weeks old. But I'm gonna try to make this fast, y'all, because he is asleep, and when he wakes up, my little spoiled brat likes to be on breast, okay? But anyway, so y'all, we just gonna start off from the beginning. I went into labor January the 15th. That was on a Tuesday, but my laboring started on a Sunday, y'all. Let's see. So, how did it start off? Okay, y'all. So, Sunday night about 11 o'clock. I'm going to do it in kind of a timeline if I can remember. Sunday night about 11 o'clock, y'all, I had real bad diarrhea, y'all. Do not judge me, but your girl had diarrhea. So, y'all, I had diarrhea, and about 3 something I had started bleeding with the diarrhea, and it was coming from my vagina. I freaked out because I was bleeding. This is my first pregnancy, and I'm just like, wait, what's going on with my baby, y'all? So I freaked out and I told my mom, and she was like, Nisha, just go ahead and get some sleep because that's just a sign of him like going, like trying to push his head down to come out. So I was just like, okay, cool, whatever. It was my mucus plug. I didn't have no knowledge of that. Anyway, so I went to sleep. I woke up the next morning, y'all. I was still kind of like having those diarrhea cramps, you know, when you got a boo-boo real bad. But yeah, I was still having those cramps. So I just went in. I used to do a lot of walking and stuff to try to walk him down. Like a week before my due date, I was really trying to make him come out. So I had started walking and stuff. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go do a lap. So I went to go do a lap around the neighborhood, and I came back in, and like I was still, my stomach was still hurting. So eventually I did have to go boo-boo again, y'all. So after that, I had came back, let's see, I had came back and I had laid down, like I had washed off, y'all, and then I came back and I laid down. When I laid down, I was laying down for about, let's say 10 minutes, and the water just gushed out, y'all. I thought it was my I thought it was blood, so I like ran to the bathroom, but it was just clear water. So I was like, wait a minute, did my water break, y'all? But it wasn't like that much. So I thought it was my water. At first I thought it was blood, then I thought it was my water, and then I thought I peed on myself, y'all. It was just like a lot going through my head, like what the freak is this? So I didn't call my mama right away. I was just like, maybe I'm just tripping, y'all. It ain't water. It ain't my water. It ain't no blood. It ain't nothing. But it was like very clear. But it was some type of fluid. Then I thought it was discharge. So I changed my panties or whatever, and I came back and I laid down. So my mama had called me, and I was telling her about how like I thought my water had broke, and she was like, she was asking me questions about it. I answered her questions about it, y'all, because remind y'all she works during the daytime. So she was at work. She's like, Nisa, y'all do not judge us. She's like, Nisa, stick your hand up there and see if you feel his head, because they was telling me like they could feel his head or whatever, like when I would go get to see how far along I'm dilated, y'all. When I started my 1 week appointments, they'll tell me they'll feel his head. So mom was like, see if you could feel him coming down. So I want to go stick my finger up there, and y'all, I did not get my fingers up there in time because a bunch of water just came out. So remind y'all, keep this in mind, I thought it was my water. So my mama, I was like, mama, my water just broke, like it's more water coming out or whatever than before. And she was just like, okay, well, I'm coming. She got off, y'all. She rushed me to the hospital. I got to the hospital. This is Monday now. Sunday night is when the diarrhea started. This is Monday. They rushed me to the hospital. We got to the hospital, y'all. I had to fill out paperwork, and I'm just sitting here like, if I was in labor, y'all are moving too slow. So we got to the hospital, and I filled out the paperwork. They put the little bracelet on me. They asked me a bunch of questions about insurance and stuff. They put me in this little behind room, y'all, like little teeny room with a little bed, and only 2 people could fit in there. So it was just me and my mama, and then we called my boyfriend or whatever to tell him I was like, I thought I was going into labor and I was bleeding and stuff. So we went in, yeah, I talk with my hands too, I'm sorry. But we went in the little room, and they put the little monitor on me, the little heart rate for him. They was checking my blood pressure and stuff like that. And the doctor came in about 10 minutes later after. It was one that left out, and then another one had came in, and she was like, well, you're contracting, and we're gonna test the water, y'all. They tested the water, and they said it was not my water. So I was in there embarrassed, like, what the hell was this? Because it wasn't pee. It didn't smell like pee. She's like, well, it's not pee, because they got this little script where they test the fluid to see if it's your water breaking, you peed or whatever, and it wasn't discharged. So because she told me it wasn't discharged, y'all. So she swabbed down there, and she was just like, it's not coming out right. I'm gonna just leave you here for another 2 hours, and we're gonna monitor you, y'all. They checked my cervix to see how far I was dilated, y'all. I was 1 centimeter. Listen, keep this in y'all head, I was only 1 centimeter at the time. So they came back in whatever, I was still contracted. They came back in 2 hours later. They tested the fluid again to make sure, because she was like, I don't know, it's not none of this stuff that I thought it was, and we don't know what it is or whatever. Y'all, they could have kept me because I was bleeding. They were supposed to keep me because I was bleeding. But anyway, so she checked down there again. I was still only 1 centimeter, so they sent me home, and I was mad because I wanted to have my baby. So they sent me home. So boom, that's Monday, y'all. So when I got home about let's fast forward, because we had to do a bunch of stuff that day after I left the hospital. So I got home about 10 o'clock, y'all. I came in here, was depressed because I wanted to have my baby, and they sent me home, and I didn't know what was going on, contracting, doing all this other stuff, bleeding. Y'all, I'm very like stuck on the bleeding part, because they were supposed to keep me because I was bleeding and I was leaking fluid. So keep in mind, I was leaking fluid, y'all, because the story about the anyway. So they when they sent me home, I came home, I relaxed, I washed, did whatever that night, got on the computer, did a little bit of homework. Then my best friend came over. Y'all, my stomach was hurting, like it felt like period cramps. So I was just like, oh my gosh, like my stomach is really hurting, but it's not bad. It just felt like little period cramps when you on your period. So so she was just like, whatever. She eventually she left, and this is about like 1 o'clock in the morning. She left, y'all, and she was like, go ahead, get you some rest because you keep saying your stomach hurt. So I guess that was the start of the real contractions, y'all. So I came in and I went to sleep, and that was about 1 something, y'all, because I bet, like, I think 2 something. It was like 2, I don't remember the time. I wanted to do it as a timeline, but I looked at the time. It was like 2 something. I went and I used the bathroom, and when I came back, my stomach was like really hurting, y'all. It felt like it was getting tight as freak, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna lay down and I'm gonna relax or whatever, because they told me I wasn't in labor. They sent me back home. I was only 1 centimeter dilated, so I was just like very discouraged, like I'm not gonna go, like, you know, it's not time for him to come yet, so let me just relax or whatever. So y'all, I lay back down and I tried to go back to sleep, y'all. And when I went back to sleep, I only slept for like 30 minutes because another contraction came. And at the time, I didn't think they were contractions. But y'all, about, let's see, about 4 something, one of them contractions hit like really, really bad, and I woke up out of my sleep because, y'all, I kept dozing off in between because they were so far apart, y'all. But then all of a sudden, at 4 something, they want to get real close, because now, and my stomach just felt like really, really tight, like oh my god, it was hurting so bad, and I can't even explain how it felt. It was just like somebody was stabbing me at first, and so I was like holding my stomach and stuff. I got up, rocked back and forth or whatever, and I was like, if these ain't contractions, I don't know what they are. So about 10 minutes later, another one hit, and then another one hit, and then another one. Just, y'all, they were coming back to back, and I was timing them, and they were 4 minutes apart. I was like, you know what, at first I didn't think they was contractions, but when I see how far apart, like, I mean how close they was coming in, I was just like, these are contractions. I'm like contracting, but I was still scared to wake my mama up, because I was just like, I don't want to go back to the hospital this time of night, wake everybody up this time of night, because we called everybody the first day thinking I was actually in labor. I was like, I don't want people to think that like the girl who cried wolf. So I was like, you know what, I'm not even gonna tell my mama. Y'all, I tried to go back to sleep at about 5 something. It was about, I don't remember what time it was, but it was close to the time where my mama wake up to go to work, and she wake up at 7. Y'all, one of them contractions hit so bad, I grabbed that pillow and I bit inside that pillow, and I just like couldn't do nothing but scream, y'all. I bit inside my pillow, and I just like was crunched up, and just like, oh my god, it just hurt so bad. So I was like, you know what, it's time to go to the hospital. That right then and there, I was like, you know what, it's time to go to the hospital. I don't care what it is, who got something to say. I'm going to the hospital. They're gonna give me some medicine, they're gonna give me some something. If they gonna send me back home, they better send me back home with some medication, because this hurt. If this ain't labor, I don't know what it is. So I went in there and I woke my mama up. I was like, I can't take it no more, we got to go back to the hospital, y'all. She jumped up, they put my clothes on, because I was like in here naked because I was hot, y'all. So they helped me put my clothes on. They grabbed the hospital bags and everything. Again, same thing we did the day before. We did all that. Again, we got outside in the car, and we were on, my mama had to drive, of course, because I was contracted. So they put me in the other side of the car, and they rushed me to the hospital, y'all. It took us a while to get there because the windows was frosted, and I was just sitting in the car trembling, y'all. It was so cold outside, but I was really trembling because like them contractions was hurting. I was sitting in there crying, y'all. Like, I wasn't crying tears yet, but I was like getting to the point where I was about to cry. So We'll start back crying. So we got to the hospital and they had me fill out paperwork all over again, y'all. And I'm just sitting here like, really, like, I'm really about to have this baby. So we got there and the lady just looking at me like, okay, is she really in labor? Because I was so like, y'all, I'm so fatigued. So my stomach, like when I was pregnant, my stomach wasn't all the way out there. So she just looking at me like, how far along are you? I told her I was 39 weeks. And she was like, oh, okay. Like she talking to me and I'm just sitting here like, my mama trying to rush her like, come on. So my mama went outside, moved her car, because y'all, she parked in the middle of the people thing to try to get me to go in. I'm sitting in, they got me a wheelchair. I'm sitting in this wheelchair, y'all, still contracted. They still asking me all these questions. And eventually, she rushed them to me because she said I was pushing down, which is, I didn't realize I was pushing down. But she said she could tell I was pushing down, like trying to get the baby to come out. Which is, you feel pressure, y'all, when you go into labor. You feel so much pressure down there. You feel like you got to take a boo-boo. And I probably was pushed down, but anyway, whatever. She made it seem like the baby was about to slip out, but they ended up rushing down there to get me. So when they rushed me up, the little elevator or whatever, the lady was just sitting there staring at me like, y'all, all these people, I guess because I'm a teen mom and I'm small, everybody just looking at me like I'm a joke or whatever. So we got in the room and this sweet little nurse, y'all, this sweet labor and delivery nurse, she came in there and she was like, okay, baby, what's your name? Like she was talking to me. She's like, well, get naked for me. They was taking off the clothes. I had put on the pad because I was bleeding. I took the pad off. I was like, I'm bleeding too much. Like, I was scared because that's when the blood really started, like, progressing, like, really, really bad. Like, I started bleeding really bad. And she was just like, it went from watery to, like, just a bunch of it. Anyway, so she was like, babe, take your clothes off. And I took my clothes off. She put me on these monitors or whatever once I put the gown on. And I showed my mama the pad. Like I had my mama to look at the pad, and she was like, yeah, you're definitely in labor. And she was like, yeah, she's in labor. And then the doctor, she went down there and she checked down there after she put me on the monitor. She checked down there, y'all. Remember I said I was 1 centimeter, y'all. I kid you not, I was stuck at 1 centimeter for, how long was I stuck at 1 centimeter? For about 2 weeks, y'all, because I go to the doctor every week, and I was only 1 centimeter. So making no progress. But anyway, so when she checked me, she was like, she's 7 centimeters. Y'all, that lady took me off that machine so fast. She was like, come on, we got to go in the other room or whatever. And they put me in this big room, like this little big labor room. They had his bed in there already set up. Another lady, the one that was looking at me like I was stupid, she came in there and she put the materials down like as if I was about to have a C-section. So she was putting like the materials out to get ready for the laboring part. And a bunch of doctors was just running in and out, y'all. It was them doctors that give you that medicine, the anesthesiologist, whatever, however you pronounce that. They came in there. It was another one came in there to ask me questions about my records and all this other stuff, asking me have I had diabetes, like people like that. And then it was another girl that came in there that stuck an IV in me. It was another one that came in there that took some blood from me, y'all. They and when they came in there, they asked me did I want the epidural. I said hell yes, please, come on, cause no, I wasn't going to do the epidural, y'all, but because I was already at 7 centimeters, so I didn't really have to. I labored at home, basically. And then when I got there, that was the delivery part, because as soon as I got there, they stuck me in the delivery room. But she asked me, did I want the epidural? I should have said no because it slowed my contractions down, but I said yeah because I was scared and I was in so much pain already. So I said yes, please. She was like, you can do, no, come on, I can't do without it. She was about to tell me I can do, no, come on, baby. So she when you get the epidural, okay, this is the epidural experience part. When you get the epidural, y'all, they put fluids in your IV. Okay, so I had the IV in my hand, and you gotta wait till the fluids come down, and once the fluids run out, y'all, that's when you can get the epidural. And I was sitting here waiting on these fluids to run out, and it just felt like they were taking so long, and my contractions was hitting back to back, y'all. And I was waiting on the fluids to run through my IV. So she came in, y'all, and she gave me some medicine, and I don't know what kind of medicine that was, but the moment she stuck it in there, she was pushing it in me, she was like, you're gonna feel drowsy or whatever, and you're gonna feel like out of it for a second. When she was sticking that in me, y'all, I felt my eyes roll in the back of my head. I was going to sleep, but another contraction had hit. You still feel the contractions, but it takes the edge off of it, as they say. So y'all, she was just coming back and forth, and it just seemed like it took forever. I got to the hospital about 7, and I had him at 9:52, y'all. But it's just like it took forever for them to come back in to actually give me the epidural. So they was asking me questions. I was sitting there contracting. I was like, y'all, please, like, just stop talking to me. My mom was sitting on the edge of the bed, like, helping me breathe, y'all, because I wasn't breathing. I was holding my breath. Do not, y'all, when y'all go into labor, do not hold y'all breath, because it makes the baby, like, it makes them get stuck, kind of like they pushing their head down, and when you hold your breath, it's making them stay up. So I was like holding my breath. They was encouraging me to breathe and stuff like that. So that I eventually calmed down, y'all. He came back in, and they were telling me like I was doing very good to be like young, because everybody else, like when they get to 7 centimeters, they in there screaming and stuff. I wasn't really screaming. I was just like, whew, because it was hurting. So I was like calm. Anyway, so after they left out, he came back in about an hour, not an hour, it was about probably like 45 minutes later, and I'm just sitting here because the fluids finally ran out, y'all. It takes so freaking long for them things to push in there. He came back like 45 minutes, 35 to 45 minutes later, and he came back and he asked everybody to step out. Everybody's supposed to step out when you get the epidural, but my mama was able to stay in with me. I don't know if that's because 18 or what it is, but my mama was able to stay in there with me. So she they had 3 people in there besides my mama, and the man that was doing the epidural, he was in there, and he was telling me like what we was about to do. He was like, they stick a butterfly needle in you first to numb you, and then they stick the epidural in there or whatever, like the catheter, and then they stick the medicine in the catheter once you get the catheter in your back. So they had me sit on the edge of the bed. They had a chair, and they had me like holding on to the chair, and my mama and the other nurse was holding me down, and the 2 nurses was behind me. Well, the epidural people was behind me putting the stuff in. So what was I gonna say? Oh, so he went and they had me sit to the side and put my back straight up, like straighten up my back. They put the butterfly needle in me first, and y'all, you cannot move. You got to be very still, and that junk is so hard when you going through them contractions. But I was kind of already like woozy from that medicine. But anyway, y'all, so we were sitting on the edge of the bed, and when they were holding me down, they stuck the butterfly needle in there like I was saying, and then I felt that one. But when he stuck the epidural in me, like I was just already, I guess the numbing like worked like that, because when he went to go stick the epidural in me, he told me they were about to stick it in me, but I was just like, okay. I felt the little swab thing where they put the alcohol on you. I felt that, but I didn't feel the epidural at all, y'all. So that's my experience with epidural. I honestly did not feel shit. Like, whoa, sorry. Honestly did not feel anything like when they stuck the epidural in me. I was just sitting there, and eventually like he was like, okay, y'all lay her back, because like it starts to numb you a little bit. He was like, okay, y'all lay her back, scoot her back up to the edge of the bed. I mean, head of the bed. So when they scooted me back, I was like, you gave me my epidural? He was like, yeah. I was like, no, you didn't. I didn't feel it. He was like, the numbing, I guess the numbing works because I gave you the epidural. So I was like, okay. So I laid back, y'all. I was actually shocked because I thought I was gonna do really, really bad with it. I thought I was gonna jump because I was still contracting and stuff, and you could still feel them. But anyway, so they laid me back. They stuck the medicine up there. They pushed the medicine up there, and it felt like medicine was just filling up my back. And yeah, so once he got that in there, it took about 15 minutes for them to numb me. I mean, for it to actually work. And I felt like all this from my boobs all the way down. I didn't feel anything, y'all. Like my legs, it felt like they were not attached to my body anymore. Like if somebody was to come by and pinch me, stab me, do whatever they want to do, I could not feel it. Like this on down was just gone. It just felt like everything was gone. So I didn't go to sleep or anything because like it felt like everything was going by so fast, and it would have went by faster if I didn't get the epidural. Remember, I was already at 7 centimeters, so I was only in there for like 2 hours. So when they came in after the epidural and stuff, I was just chilling. Like family was coming in and out talking to me and stuff. Well, not like a bunch of people, but people was in there. Like my best friend and all them was in there. And then the nurses, they kept coming back in to check on me. So y'all listen to this part. The lady came in to see if my water had broke. They sent me home now because they said it wasn't my water. The lady came in there. They tried to she was like, did you feel your water break? I was like, no, I can't feel anything. So she came in there. She was like, okay, we're gonna break your water, y'all. They took them little beige little stick things that they swab you with at when you go get a vaginal check. They stuck that in me to break my water, y'all. The lady said she ain't feel no fluid around my baby at all, so I could have had him at home. But yeah, they said they didn't feel any fluid around him, and that scared me because it was just like, y'all told me that my water didn't break last night, and y'all sent me home. Now I'm back, my water broke. So she was like, well, there's no fluid around him. It's nothing for me to break or whatever. And then I was 8 centimeters dilated, y'all, because she was like, I'm just gonna check you. I was 8 centimeters dilated. You start pushing at 10. So So she walked back out. She's like, okay, we're gonna keep just coming in checking on you, y'all. An hour passed, and it was probably like, I don't remember exactly what time it is. It was 9 something, y'all. It was a lady that came back in there, and they came back in there. It was probably, yeah, like an hour had passed. They came back in there. She was like, I'm gonna check you, y'all. Let's just fast forward. She stuck a catheter in me, y'all, and I kept telling her, like, I wasn't, y'all, I was so numb down there. Let me tell y'all, she tried to stick a catheter in me. I told her I didn't want no catheter. So she told me, because I was scared of them things. Like, I'm scared they hurt, because they stick them up your pee hole and stuff when you have surgery. So she put me on the bedpan. She was like, I know you can't use the bathroom. You want to know why I know you can't use the bathroom? Because you can't feel nothing down there. So I'm just pushing my hardest trying to pee. She was like, see, you can't use the bathroom, so I'm gonna stick a catheter in there. You can't feel it. I promise you can't feel it. So I finally let her put the thing in there. I don't know why she wanted me to pee so bad, but she stuck it in there, and I could, like, she filled up the whole bag of pee, y'all. I don't know why I was so bad up with pee, but she filled up the whole bag. She was like, see, you use the bathroom. So she walked back out. She dumped it. She came back in. She was like, she gonna check me. She's like, let's see if you're ready. Y'all, she checked me. I was 10 centimeters dilated, y'all, and that was the best news ever. Like, my mama was like, yeah, it's time, and all this other stuff. They only allow for 3 people to be in there, y'all. So my best friend had to leave out. But yeah, my mom was just so happy, y'all. And they when I got to 10, she was like, okay, do 2 pushes for me. And you had to do them within 10 seconds. So she was like, 1, 2, and I was like, pushing. She was like, okay, you're crowning. Like, she seen his head like coming out some more. So she went to go get my OBGYN, because like my OBGYN, the regular one that I go to do my checkups, she was actually on call. Lucky me. So I had a good labor and delivery, because I had somebody I was used to deliver him. So she came in or whatever. They came back, y'all. They had like I wasn't 10 centimeters dilated. Like, I could, like, I wasn't gonna feel him come out. They came back in about, I want to say about 20 to 30 minutes later, y'all. It took them a while to come back in. I don't know what they was doing, but they came back in after the girl went to go get them and let them know I was 10 centimeters dilated. I just know when they came back in, it was go time. They scooted me to the edge of the bed. My mama was holding one of my legs, my sister-in-law was holding my other one, and my boyfriend was at the bottom just looking and recording and stuff. Y'all, listen. All thing I know is every time a contraction had hit, they had me to push, and they had this mirror. They had this mirror down looking at me, and they'll have me push. And I only did 6 pushes in a matter of 10 minutes, y'all. So my labor and delivery, it went by really fast. I just know I looked up. They had me to look. I pushed like 2 times or whatever. In 10 seconds, I pushed, and they had me look up, y'all, and I could see his hair coming out my vagina, and that jump was so nasty. That lady said, Nisa, look, just look up, baby. Can you look up for me? I looked up, and his head was right there, and I was like, ew. And I was like, ew, that's your baby. And I was like, still, that's nasty. So they had me, another contraction came up. They had me to push out. It was so cool because I had the epidural. Like, I couldn't feel nothing. So eventually he came out. He popped out. They didn't have to suction him. They didn't have to do nothing, because he came out screaming, y'all. He was a little crybaby. They threw him on me. We did skin to skin or whatever. And when they put him on me, y'all, I like was crying. And they put him on me so my boyfriend can cut the umbilical cord. And he was just like, he just felt like some raw piece of chicken, like something slimy, because all the white stuff was on him. They were trying to clean him off, y'all. They eventually took him off of me to clean him up and measure him and stuff. And while they was doing that, they was birthing my placenta. It took them about 15 minutes to do that. I didn't feel that either. Like, once he got out of me, I don't know why my epidural started wearing off. So like, I could feel them, like the pressure of it, y'all. Like, I could feel the pressure of pushing him too. But once he got out of me, it was just like I could feel them working down there to do stuff. And I tore, y'all, and it was like a bunch of blood that came out with him. It was just so stink. Like, I mean, not stink, it was just so nasty. But y'all, when he came out, it was just so nasty. But the placenta, they took a while to birth that out. And because I had medical students that was in there helping her deliver him, and they were trying to like stitch me up, I had ripped. But you know, people rip from their butthole to their vagina, well, their vagina to their butthole. I had 2 little teeny tears, and so I only had like 3 stitches. So they was stitching me up and stuff, and I was sitting there on my phone, y'all, just chilling, like just scrolling down. I done made a post and everything about how many pounds my baby was, y'all, and they still trying to get that placenta out of me. They finally like birthed it, and it was just so big, and it is just nasty, y'all. It's just nasty to me, but it's such a beautiful thing, y'all. I keep saying it was nasty, but y'all, that moment right there, it just it made me cry. Like, it just took my heart away. But then I started getting on my phone because they just took a while. But I was actually looking at it, like, to see how everything was going down there, and my stuff just it was just nasty. Let's just keep it at that. So anyway, so once they got me stitched up and everything, they left. So that's the end of the labor and delivery part. Like, once they got him out and everything was cool. We did skin to skin. I breastfed. They took him to the nursery and they cleaned him up or whatever, and they kept him down there for like an hour. So, and then they probably like an hour or 2 hours, and then I called for them to bring him back with the epidural. Back to that, and I feel like I'm missing a lot in my story, but with the epidural, it messes up, like they say, it messes up your back. My back, it was hurting, but it was not hurting. Like, if I sit up for a while, y'all, it still kind of hurt. Like, when I came home, it was hurting. But the only thing that I didn't like about my epidural was once it wear off, like, your legs, sometimes it still feel like noodles. Like, still now to this day, y'all, I could be walking and out, like, my legs will feel kind of weak. Everybody is different. I don't regret getting the epidural, but the only thing that, like, I didn't like about it is my mom. Like, y'all, it was so hard for me to, like, stand up in the shower and stuff. My mom, she had to clean me for, like, the first week of us being home. My mom and my boyfriend had to clean me. Even at the hospital, they had to clean me, y'all. Stuff like that. And yeah, so that's the only thing I didn't like about it, is I couldn't do stuff for myself because the epidural had me weak once it did wear off. And yeah, but in my stitches, like, I think they already dissolved. But y'all for those who want to know how the recovery is going, very good. And I actually wanted to show y'all what they gave me at the hospital or whatever for recovery. They give y'all these little things right here. You pat these, like, once you pee or whatever, you pat dry with these. Like, they don't let you wipe. They don't let you wipe, really. So you gotta pat dry with these because, yeah, those who went in labor, you know, like, your stuff feel like it's out of your body. Like, your vagina doesn't feel normal. It just feel like it's poking out. They give y'all these long behind pads. Oh, ain't no more in here, but the pads are so long, y'all. It go from front to back. They give y'all those. They give y'all this water bottle. Y'all, this water bottle right here, this water bottle is your best friend. Y'all gonna use this, well, because when you pee, if you get stitches, that junk be burning a little bit. So you just fill this up with hot water and you just pour it down there, y'all. And I still I don't really use it no more, but because it don't hurt now. It's been 2 weeks, and like, my recovery went by really fast. Like, I could feel still like a little bit of pain as if my stitches was still in there, but I think they honestly dissolved. But you stick this down there, like, this right here, okay, and it helps you clean the blood from, like, all around. Like, when I got out of the birthing room, they put me in the recovery room. They had me using this a lot to clean the blood from around it. And they give you this right here. This is numbing spray. You numb down there after you wash up and stuff. If it hurt, you numb down there, but it doesn't work for me. I don't know if it'll work for anybody else. I don't know why it didn't work for me, but it didn't work for me. I don't know if I wasn't spraying it in the right places, y'all, because I was actually scared, y'all. Like I said, my mama had to wash me. I was scared to wash myself. But that's it, y'all. My little sweet baby is here, Mr. Aiden. He is asleep now. I would get him to put him on the camera, but it's probably gonna be in the next video because Aiden is asleep, and when he sleep, I get so much work done, y'all. So, but anyway, y'all, thanks for watching this video. I hope I answered all y'all questions. If y'all have any more, well, not really answer y'all questions, but I hope, like, this video was entertaining and this is something y'all wanted to see. Sorry that I wasn't looking at the camera. I just noticed I was looking at myself the whole time. I talk with my hands. If I mispronounce some words, y'all, I'm sorry. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your girl is, like I said, I'm trying to come with some more videos. Give me some videos idea if y'all have some, and I'll be back, y'all. I won't stay gone for too long. Bye, you guys.